like more
real
fun.
Yeat story.
Like, it's just a fun thing to do.
Hey, sorry about that. Hey. No, bro has like no neck though.
Yeat is a name you've probably heard tossed around in the last year or so. You might know him for his hit song, Sorry About That. Or you may have seen all the cosigns he's been getting from people like Trippie Redd, Lil Uzi, and even Drake himself. Now he's quickly riding the wave from underground artist to a mainstream trendsetter. Unless you've been following him since he started making music in 2016, it might seem like he came out of nowhere, but I can assure you that's definitely not the case.
Cause I've been doing this shit for like super long time, like no promotion, nothing, just dropping the music.
True. People always think like it's overnight success. Bro's been grinding
On
for
February
years.
26, Noah Oliver Smith.
Bro, I've been making YouTube videos since 2013. It's, bro, 10 years later, we're still here. With less than 1,000 subs, Surge.
Was born in Irvine, California to his Romanian mother and Hispanic father. Although not a lot is known about Noah's childhood, there are a few things he's spoken about. His father was a member of a band, so music has essentially always been a part of his life, and this would over time inspire him. Growing up in the early 2000s, he fell in love with listening to artists like T-Pain, Jay-Z, and Kanye. But at age 13, he and his family moved from California to Oregon. Environmentally, Oregon wasn't exactly the most inspiring place to be, as it doesn't have much of a music scene at all. But at the time, he was just going to high school and trying to find a direction in life.
Oh, I got shivers.
Attending Lake Ridge High in Oswego, he of course made a few friends. One of these friends would invite Noah over after school one day. They happened to have a home studio and a microphone in his closet. Now before this point, he never seriously considered
They
music.
just happened to have a home studio? What? Bro, I'm tired of these rich kids, man. What the fuck? What do you mean by that?
But he admits at the time that he had been taking acid pretty often. After experiencing the effects, he said it made him feel like he could accomplish anything he put his mind to. With that being said, he hopped in the booth for the first time around 2016 and started recording songs. Throughout 2016 and 2017, he released a few songs on SoundCloud and YouTube, but he was still struggling to find his sound. Now that he looks back on his earlier music, he says it was pretty bad, but at the time he felt like it was amazing, and this was the key factor that kept him going.
It's crazy because I thought I was good the whole time. I feel like that's what kept me going. Cause like, I thought I was good, like then.
He thought he was good now, Omega lol. Just kidding, he's pretty good, sometimes.
After graduating high school in 2018, he decided to move from Oregon to New York. He knew he would have a much better shot at networking and getting heard in a place that's more tuned in with the music scene.
Wait, what did he say?
After graduating high school in 2018, he decided to move from Oregon to New York. He knew he would have a much better shot at networking and getting heard in a place that's more tuned in with the music scene. After arriving in New York, he got straight to work. He changed his name from Lil Yeat to just Yeat to simplify things, and he dropped his first song on YouTube titled Brink. The song was featured on the popular channel Elevator, which was a smart move seeing that he pretty much had 0 followers at this point. The song got over 30,000 views, which may seem like a small amount, but it was a lot more than he would have gotten if he dropped the song on a fresh channel. On top of it, he received a good response from listeners, and this would help him build his first initial group of fans. It was small, but it was a start. His move across the country started to pay off almost immediately. He started collabing and meeting other underground artists and producers. 2 of these would be his longtime collaborator Cam Cam and also popular producer Danny Wolf. Danny Wolf and Yeat would drop their 3-song EP Deep Blue Stripes at the end of 2018, which included the song Brink once again. Although it was a re-release, the song would get over 70,000 plays on SoundCloud this time. In an interview recently, he went public stating he doesn't write any of his music.
What is he wearing?
He mostly just freestyles however he's feeling in that moment. Although this strategy doesn't work for a lot of artists, it gives him the ability to make up to 15 songs in a day.
I've been making a lot of songs, like I've been making so many songs. Like last month, I probably made like over 200. Some days it'd be like 15 songs. And
so why does he not drop more often?
Some days I'll be cranking them out, like going crazy.
I wrestle lean in my jelly. I took a flight at the early. I'm on the edge to get tested. I live on top when they miss.
He realized quickly that he had way more music than he was releasing.
I feel like the drugs kind of like put him in a trance, and then the music's just like, you know, he feels it more, and then he just like, he's not even freestyling, he's actually mumbling, And then he'll probably go over it and just put in some lyrics somewhere. Just somewhere. And then he has like these crazy songs where he's actually talking.
And he just felt,
you know. But it sounds good. Yeah, it does. I'm not saying it doesn't sound
good.
good.
To it all.
It's a vibe.
This gave him the idea to just start flooding his songs online, even creating a second SoundCloud channel for what he calls his throwaway music. Unfortunately, he did run into a few issues in his creative process. He says he didn't like to record in a studio or with an engineer. He'd rather just do everything himself at his own pace. But he didn't like how his music was coming out and felt like the mix was off. Fortunately, he had joined a Twitter group chat for upcoming artists, and through this, he was meeting a lot of new people. One day his friend and fellow artist Wyland came over his house in New York, and he ended up giving him a bunch of new plugins to mix his songs.
Okay.
After this, he noticed a dramatic difference in his sound, and this helped create the uniqueness of his music. Throughout 2019 and 2020, Yeat didn't hold out on releasing anything. Dropping over 5 mixtapes and EPs, he started to gain a solid popularity in the underground.
Okay.
His work ethic was unlike most coming out at the time.
So why is his music banned in Russia?
Music and new fans were pouring in slowly. This was enough for him to sign a deal with an undisclosed label, but this proved to be problematic and short-lived before he was fully independent once again. This would later down the road turn out to be a blessing in disguise. His single Stay Up would once again be featured on the Elevator YouTube channel, and you could see the growth between his first song and second song on here. This time he got over 170,000 plays, and it really showcased the evolution of his style. One thing that Yeat always did good was make sure he had solid beats behind his music. By the end of 2019, he had enough buzz going for him that he even got Wheezy to produce for him. Make no mistake though, he was still very much in the underground, but everything was about to change.
Show me love. Good
Going into 2021, music all around was changing, and if anything, it became increasingly harder to stand out. A lot of new artists were trying to recreate others' viral successes, and because of this, a lot of music was sounding the same. But because Yeat had already been grinding for years and established his own unique blend of sounds, his music did stand out. He patiently waited for his moment. In June of 2021, he released his mixtape 4L. Overall, this project was a huge success, and it's credited to bringing his name in front of a whole new audience of people. Most notably, his song Sorry About That would get picked up by the TikTok algorithm and go viral. This created a whole wave of momentum, and his name started to circulate online as word spread. And because he had such a massive backlog of music from years before, new fans now had hundreds of songs to go back and listen to. Following this up, he dropped another breakout song, Get Busy, which again would go viral on TikTok for the bell he put in the song.
This would send me a beat and I'll make the song and then I'll go through and like add some shit. Like I'll be putting the bells on a lot of these songs I'll be dropping. It's not the producers. I'll be putting the bells on them.
Wait, what does it mean bells? Like an instrument bell? Like bong?
Just months later, it wasn't only fans talking about this new rapper with the new style. In September, Trippie Redd and Drake would both post on their Instagram with Yeat's music playing in the background. Drake took it a step further and even tagged him on his story, and later invited him out to party with him. Of course, anytime artists this big stamp an upcoming rapper, it's a sure sign you should probably check them out as well.
Drake.
Just 1 month later, Yeat was inking $1 million record deal.
But yo, Drake low-key be like looking for all these underground rappers and giving them clout
all over the internet and hanging out with some of the biggest.
Like I'm pretty sure Drake like low-key made Lil Baby.
Industry plant rumors because it was hard for people to believe he organically gained such a large buzz this fast.
Like Lil Baby blew up.
Yeat is just another example that making
insane when he had that club.
Staying in your lane will ultimately pay off if you keep working.
Yeah, it made a lot of people true. Video. Anyway, but that is where we're gonna end it today.